Oh yes, hello beautiful people of Uganda and welcome back to your 101 show where we always keep you updated. I am so happy to be here again with you. We met ourselves last week and obviously we are back again with more content and we are blessed to be here. My name is Alinda David Omumbi, your host for today, and I have a very special guest who is going to introduce himself.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
My name is Peter Mugambe. I'm a nutritionist and a practicing dietitian. I am very, very glad to be here, and it is really, really a good opportunity to be able to share with you some of the things that we are going to discuss today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nutritionist, eh?
Nutritionist.
Nutritionist, you
and
know.
dietitian.
Hey, okay.
Yes.
Those things are okay for me who did not do those things of BCM or the medicine part of it. They're quite hard for me to what?
To articulate.
Exactly, to articulate. You can even hear the words. The English is mad. Okay, so first of all, I'd love to welcome our viewers. Thank you for joining us again, and tap a friend. If you don't know what has been going on, you can go visit our page. We have a lot of content that is there. The previous shows about the cooking, and then there is also the questions, asking the Q&A questions. So please, to keep up with us, just follow our YouTube channel, and then you'll always be updated on our information. Anyway, so we are going to move down to what has brought us here. So on our previous show, we had our cooks here in the kitchen.
Wow.
They really did a lot, by the way.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so actually we cooked some rice using
Here.
Yes, here.
Okay.
We have a kitchen upstairs. Yeah, so we cooked rice, we cooked chicken. Like, honestly, I enjoyed myself. And we're looking forward to more of the information that is going to be shared with you and the audience today.
All right.
Yes, so can we get down to it?
It's okay.
All right, let's get down to it.
We are
for
ready.
us, when it comes to things of food, foods. Yes, so I here with me, I just wrote down a list of questions, and we're going to go straight right to it. So we know the role of the right cooking equipment and methods in prevention of nutrition are related, and then there's also the non-communicable diseases. So obviously you're in charge of nutrition. You know the nutrition and what again?
And dietetics.
Nutrition and dietetics. Okay, that sounds something like which is serious. So anyway, my first question is how can using the right cooking equipment help prevent nutrition-related non-communicable diseases?
Wow, that is really a very, very good question.
Yes.
And if you look at what we are really discussing, we are discussing a very important topic. One of the reasons why it is important is because this is something that is common everywhere, and it is something that is not really thought about.
Yes.
Because most of the times when people, let's say they are overweight, because obesity is also one of the non-communicable diseases. So it is a disorder, and there are very few people who actually believe that their cooking equipment is related to the outcomes of their health and their nutrition.
Okay.
So when we look at the cooking equipment that people are using in their homes and in their families, these are things that are going to ultimately affect the results that you get in your body. And that is why it is really important. So when we talk about the right cooking equipment, one of the things that we have to look at is what is this equipment supposed to do and what is its role, because we are fond of using the wrong cooking equipment for the right purpose, which is to eat food. But you find that, let's say someone wants to prepare, it is very common nowadays for people to eat convenience foods. For example, most of the young girls are eating these you just percolate a little bit of water and then you make noodles. They're called noodles.
Okay, noodles.
So you use a percolator, you pour water in
the noodles,
and you're using a plastic container. You're obviously using the wrong equipment. And that is something that is very common that we have to look out for. Why? Because whenever you use plastic with hot things, plastic will leach into them, and these are one of the reasons why we are having an increased rate of infertility. And then the next thing that we shall find is that in church we are always praying for the sister. Receive a child, receive.
Yeah.
But the problem is that they are using the wrong equipment. So that is why we go back to the drawing board. Let us look into this equipment. Let us choose the best for our families. Right?
Right.
So that is why we have come up with this. I think it is really, really good that we look at our cooking equipment. And for the NCDs, you will find that most of the equipment that we have promotes the use of too much fat. For example, if you have walked around the streets of Kampala, you will see people deep frying everything.
Yeah.
They
true.
will deep
That is
fry
very
for
true.
you fries.
The fries, the chicken.
They will make for you a Rolex. They will
yeah.
do ABCD, and everything is using a lot of fat.
Yes.
So the equipment that they are using requires a lot of fat to produce food, and what you're getting will ultimately lead to non-communicable diseases.
So non-communicable diseases, the NSD, right?
Yes.
Just to clarify for the
To
audience.
clarify,
Yes.
yes.
Wow. So I actually never expected that, because you see now for how campus life is,
Yes.
Most of our campusers rely on food that is basically what Chikomando,
Rolex,
Rolexes, what else?
Uh,
Fries.
all
those things. Exactly.
processed. It is like convenience. You just do
Exactly.
here and then you get it out.
Because this actually limits them from wasting a lot of time, because let me say
Yes.
they're on a deadline, they have something to be doing.
Exactly.
So they be rushing to let me say they just get their noodles, they throw in a
Yes.
container. Actually, because I remember we used to actually do those things in high school,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you
A
get your hot water.
And then-
you go, you pour it in your noodles,
Yes.
thinking that the plastic that you're using is actually
Yes.
suitable. But I never knew which one did you use to term the plastic
The plastic leaches.
leeches?
They are PCAs, chemicals that we call PCAs, that
Yes.
whenever plastic is exposed to high temperatures,
Yes.
they are activated, and then they can leach into the food that you're eating.
Oh, that is very true, because that explains a lot. Actually, when you go for these medical tests or something, like
Yes.
I don't know whether they do some scans, like a full body scan. They can see some what they call them.
They are foreign materials that have
Exactly.
accumulated in your intestines or
in the test,
body organs.
Or what they call that colorless thing there, which
The appendix.
the appendix, that one. yeah, the appendix.
That is where very many issues of appendicitis come in. And people have eaten, let's say, because you're not the one who prepared the food. You don't know what
Yes.
they used.
True.
Because you will find that most of if you go around and you just look at the normal guy who prepares for you your fries, you'll find that there are very many scratches inside there.
Yeah.
And people are using aluminium. Aluminium can easily scratch.
Like the aluminium foil.
Yes,
that
not
foil.
the foil itself, but
the
all aluminium, let's say aluminium pans, or what we
Yes.
call sepichi in Luganda, they can easily leach into the food that you're cooking.
Wow.
So that is something, and usually this is what people do. After they have cooked, then they will get, let's say, this steel wire.
Yes,
And
steel
then
wire.
they use steel wire, and after using steel wire again, they give it to you. So it is really something that you have to look into. Look at that person. Picture that person that is giving you that chikomando every day, those fries every day, and look at the environment that they are working in. Look at those equipment that they are using, and reflect on what it is doing to your health.
All my days. This has actually never crossed my mind at all, because I have my Rolex guy.
Yes.
I normally got him. I be like Nyanya Mbisi
Nyanya Mbisi.
for Lukometa now, and the man rolls for me. It's actually funny. I see his working environment. It's fairly. It's not as bad as.
It is not as bad. But
He tries to maintain the hygiene
Yes.
there. Yes, because when you receive a lot of customers, there's a way you want to show like
There's a standard, there's a certain class.
A certain class by. With the way you say steel wire. Wait, so what is the essence of the? Okay, I realized post stop using steel wire. They started buying.
Unfortunately, people are still using it.
Oh.
Although these days it has been a little bit packaged a different way,
Yeah.
but you find that the plastics, the steel wire, everything, if you do not have control over the cooking equipment
Yes.
that you are using to get your food prepared, it means that you do not have access, you do not have the right power over your life, because whatever the other person is using in turn will affect you.
Will affect you. Oh my day, I am learning something new today here. So my audience,
yes.
please, I hope that you're learning something here, because we have to mind about the cooking equipments that we use, because now I'm already scared.
You shouldn't be.
No, I should. I love myself, by the way. You know, my self-love, my aura that I have in me. I love myself and I love to keep healthy. So at least now that I've learned, I have to at least limit.
Yes.
I'll try and limit, but I can't say I'll limit fully, but I'll try and limit.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So let's go on to the next question. Yes. So our next question is, what are some of the cooking equipments that promote healthier cooking methods?
All right. So that is where the answer comes in, and we should not be worried.
Yes.
There are, as the world progresses to improved technology, improved social services, and all kinds of facilities are coming in, there are better things that are produced in our present day, because I will not tell you to start cooking your food in a pot. Where are you going to get the pot?
That's
and
really
even
the
if
first
you
question.
get it, do you know how to use a pot?
No.
So there are better ways, there are better equipment. I know most of the people I saw on the flyer, there was the word corporate. Most of the people that we are talking to, we are believing God that you are corporate.
Yes.
And there are things that are good. For example, microwave. You see, it is very simple. It
Very
can get the
simple.
work done if you use it well. And there are, most of the people I think in this generation have come across at least an electric cooker.
Yeah, an electric cooker. Yeah.
An electric cooker which has a grill.
Which has a. Hey. Yeah. That one is new to me, but yeah,
So,
I've seen them. Yes.
The
yes.
grill is very important. Why is the grill important? If you have a grill at home, it means that whenever you're cooking meats, that oil, the fat, the extra fat can drip out of the meat so that you do not eat it. Because it is those fats that actually remain in our food that can, after a long time of consumption, will now become the deposits of fat in our bodies, and then they will cause the nutrition or diet related non-communicable diseases like obesity, the cancers, the hypertension, the cardiovascular disease. And then we could look at things like I saw on your program the electric pressure cookers.
Yes, the electric pressure cookers.
Electric pressure cookers use a very simple method of cooking, which is steam. It is like steaming. It is like they use pressure builds up, and then you boil it, and then there's also steam. So the food cooks faster. You retain the ingredients because you're cooking the food and the liquids are remaining inside. You're not losing them.
You're not losing them.
Where most of the people actually who are using these conventional methods of cooking, they keep on losing, because once you cook, there are nutrients that have been lost.
Yeah, true.
So once you use a method like the electric pressure cooker, you can actually retain more nutrients that are necessary for your body to remain functioning well.
Whoa.
And there's another good one.
Yes.
There's something that is called an air fryer.
Oh, we actually used that one on our last program. We used it for what?
That is
for
amazing.
the chicken.
Why? Because the air fryer does not necessarily use the same amount of oil as your conventional fryer. There's this thing they use for the deep fryer.
The deep fryer, yes.
Because the amount of fat that is going to come out of the deep fryer is enough to send you on a journey that will take you years to recover from.
Hey, all my days. Okay.
Yes. So that is why some of these methods, look out for those equipment that do not require you to use a lot. They save, and then they help you to preserve your health. If you use, let's say, a frying pan which has which is coated with non-stick. Do you know those non-stick pans?
Yes, I know them.
They use less cooking oil.
Oh.
And in you using less cooking oil, it means that you are going to preserve your health because you're not consuming a lot of the saturated fats.
Yeah, true. That one is very true. Wow.
Yeah, so that is why it is very important.
You know, because when I looked at the air fryers, the electric pressure cookers, and also the cooking basket. Yes. You know, they are very clean. You know, they actually hinder those what can I call it? Those contaminants. Because now you see now as we use cepiches for cooking, remember we are in the open environment. Cutting now the air that is passing. Remember it carries a lot of what? Of germs. You can't even tell where the air is coming from, because let me say someone can be burning rubbish, maybe dust can fly all over the area, and the food can easily be contaminated. But now these pressure cookers, the cooking basket, very clean, and you can imagine our immunity can actually be saved just like that.
Yes.
You know, now that we are speaking about this, facts are actually coming to me, and things are becoming more clear.
You understand.
I am understanding better the use of the electric pressure cooker. Once again, you guys have to buy the electric pressure cooker, the cooking basket, and also the air fryer. You know, I keep confusing the air fryer with the what? With the deep fryer.
Deep fryer.
Yeah, because
they are very different mechanisms.
Yeah, because we also have one at home, so I keep confusing them. All right, but now I am learning here. So let's go to our next question. Yes, so can the material of cooking utensils impact the nutritional quality of the food?
Oh yes.
Please.
The material of your cooking equipment will ultimately determine whether what you're eating is healthy or not healthy. I've told you the story of the noodles. I have told you the story of the steel wire. Also, apart from that, there are other things that can come in. Let's say, there are foods that are acidic.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I know that there are very many people who have ulcers, so you can testify that when you eat certain foods, you feel pain, and when you eat other foods, you don't feel pain.
Yes.
So some of the foods that we eat are acidic, and most of them could be fruits. For example, apples. For example,
oranges,
pineapples. All those fruits are acidic. Now, when you place acidic foods in containers that are not appropriate to handle acidic foods, it means that there is going to be a reaction. I think we have all done basic
chemistry, chemical reactions in that. Yeah.
So once you introduce an acid to a compound, it will react, and that means that it is not now just the cooking equipment. The cooking equipment has become part of your food that you're going to eat. That is why I recommend that you if you have fruits that are acidic, keep them in a plastic container, or a ceramic one, or a glass.
Why?
Because glass is inert, ceramic is inert, plastic does not react with acids because it does not have it's not polar.
It's not polar, yeah.
Yes, so it is better that you keep them in those. I've told you ceramic, plastic, and I've told you glass.
Yes.
So it is better to keep things that are acidic there. And then, for things that you're going to keep hot, do not put in plastic.
Do not put in plastic, okay.
If you're cooking and you know that you're going to be cooking sustainably, use pans that are less reactive. For example, steel.
Okay.
Stainless steel. Why? Because stainless steel is a combination of it has carbon in it. It has some, I think, iron. So the way they have made it is that it will not react with your food.
Okay.
Better than the aluminium pans that are very common in our country, Uganda.
Yeah, true. They are actually very common. They're used almost everywhere.
You see? And yet the steel pans are also available. But because we do not know what the implications on our health are, then we may not look at them.
Yeah, true. People actually just look it up and then just brush it off because they don't know the importance.
This is the common thing. Everyone uses this kind of
the utensils.
Of utensils. Wow. So the kind of things that we are using will definitely determine what will result in our lives.
But I have one question to
Yes.
ask. So, you know how you cook a food, like you cook some
Yes.
beans,
Yes.
and then there are some that have remained, So you
Yes.
want to preserve those ones,
Okay.
And remember, they are still maybe you got them from the saucepan. You finished cooking. You put in the dish for serving. After
Yes.
pushing in the dish for serving, let me say some have remained, so you want to preserve them for the next day. So is it advisable for an individual to place them in a plastic container and you place in the fridge, or you have to get a different material, a different?
If the beans have cooled,
Yes,
it is better you cool the beans before you put them in the container.
in the plastic container.
Yes. After you have
Yeah.
put them in the container, then you can put them in the fridge because there's no time to react.
But okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you have cooled them and they are cool, you can put them in the fridge in a plastic container. But once they are still hot, it is not advisable, and
Yeah.
it is very rampant. I don't know why every time I talk about that, I remember people who are eating chikomando. For some reason, I keep on remembering the people that are eating chikomando.
Chikomando is the lifestyle of campusers. Kati now, as you can just whatever
Yes.
you can just relate. Your friends used to eat chikomando over and over. Kati now me, it's funny how I haven't eaten chikomando in a while. Yeah, it's actually amusing. I've never. I know me. I just buy my chapatis. Maybe I cut them and then I just mix them there in the food. It cannot necessarily be beans.
So
but
if you look at the approach that we are really advocating for here, is
Yes.
that we are trying to bring you from a sense of feeling like someone should prepare for you your meals, and you should take up the responsibility of preparing your meals yourself.
Yes.
If you cannot prepare them, at least when you get them in your own equipment,
Okay.
because it is better.
True.
At the end of the day, it is not the person who's selling to you that is going to be affected. It is going to be
The person who
you.
is getting you is there. Yes, you're buying from Chikomando guys, those chapati guys. So necessarily you're telling us who love Rolexes, Nyanya Mbisi,
Yes.
Yes, we can have our catch of eggs there, but is it okay to go and buy chapos? Because man, those things of making chapatis, it takes a lot of time.
And for some reason, for the chapatis for the Rolex guy always taste better than you.
Exactly, they always taste better. Kati now,
I think there's some magic in the
You know-
towel they use.
you know,
That
it's-
towel. Have you looked at it?
no,
The towel. The
Oh
towel.
the towel is the one which they use for cleaning the pan. I
Yes.
was wondering.
I think there's some magic there.
There has to be some magic
Because
there.
honestly, if you try to make it, it will not be as nice.
Exactly, it won't be as nice because me, my chapatis, the ones which I make, they are thick.
Yeah, I think.
But mommy keeps saying that I have to make sure they're real level there so that they are what? They're not so thick. But now these chapati guys, they are thick, they are soft, mine are hard.
Yeah.
And you can't even tell where you've gone wrong.
Yeah.
Wow.
So sometimes they are, of course, I've told you the equipment also.
Yes.
You find that not most of us will have the kind of pan they are using at home.
Yeah, true.
Usually, what you want to use to make the chapati is maybe the normal frying
The
pan,
normal frying pan.
which will not really get the job done.
Yeah, it won't get the job done because those ones they use always get the job done.
Done.
Wow. Okay, at least there I've learnt. I hope for the utensils, people you're listening, note down, Bambi. Get a pen, note down. If you haven't got them, first
Yes.
rewind the video and you first start noting down again. Yes. So let's go on to the next question.
All right.
What are the potential health risks associated with using certain types of cooking equipments?
All right. So as I have told you,
Yes.
the different kinds of materials and how they could affect your life, we have actually encountered a number of issues in the lives of people. There's a disorder that is becoming very common. One of them, it is actually hyperactivity. If you have heard of ADHD.
Yeah, I've heard of ADHD.
Yes. And one of the reasons that is behind ADHD is diet.
Oh.
And the diet, the relationship to diet is actually the cooking equipment, the aluminium pans that we have told you.
Yes.
So, in not only that, but let's look at the common things that we use. Most of us here, or let me assume that almost all of us here have used a frying pan. And usually those frying pans come with what we call Teflon.
Okay, I don't know what
It is this
Teflon
one which, if you get it and you put it on heat and you leave it there,
Yes.
it will start to smoke
Oh,
and then it will peel away. That is Teflon.
that is Teflon. Okay.
So the problem with Teflon is that once you get enough of it in your body, it will trigger cancers. You see, there's something that is very funny about cancers. Every human being on a daily basis,
Yes.
their body is killing cancers in their bodies. Every human being, even you as you are watching me, your body naturally deals with cancers
Okay.
and it kills them on a daily basis. But some of them are dormant and they could be potentially hazardous.
Yes.
So what happens is that they are waiting for a trigger.
Let me say like a chemical reaction in chemistry.
Yes.
So when that substance.
So when you give
Yeah.
it the right substance, the right opportunity, what will happen is that it is going to ignite that cancer to start
that's
growing.
cancer. Yes.
So that is where you find that some people have now started developing cancer.
Yeah. And you ask yourself, how are they
How
developing?
did they start
How did
getting
the cancer come about?
Yes. So what we are talking about is that these kinds of things will definitely impact on your health. If you have not seen that Teflon thing, at least you know that some of the equipment that we use have metals in them.
Yes. They
Like
have metals.
iron. Some of them, if you're one of these people that have stayed with something for 20 years, you're using the same electric cooker, you're using the same pan, you're using the same equipment for 20 years since you married your wife. 20 years ago, you're still using the same cup, the same thing, and your children and your children's children. It has become an inheritance. It means that you need to wake up and you start dealing with the problem before it becomes very bad to you, because your children have used it for 20 years. And this is your posterity. This is what you're leaving. This is your legacy.
You know, I actually hadn't thought about that, because me, I thought that at least now, like the breakable cups say, those ones where we use, they just keep changing.
They break and
They
you
break, you
replace.
replace,
But the ones that are made of plastic,
Yes.
and these ones, they used to call them gamma.
Gamma.
Have you heard of gamma?
No, I
The
haven't.
metallic one.
No, I haven't heard of
Oh
those
my
ones.
God. For the people that are watching from the villages, you have seen a gamma cup.
Okay.
The one which measures milk.
Oh.
Yes, so it is metallic. And usually people drink and you will literally look at the metal and it is degrading. It is degrading. But people are not taking any, they don't